Lowdown, Jeremy Conn here. It's all brought to you by Pickdawgz.com. Please click the like and subscribe button. That'll help us out. And if you click the notification button, it'll let you know anytime one of these gets posted. So, as I was saying on the morning show earlier today, like if I had not looked at college basketball Saturday and Sunday, I would have had just an incredible week. I had a really good weekend, but it could have been so much better. Nobody likes to admit this. I went 0 for 5 in college hoops. I lost 2 of those games by a half a point. And then I had a 50-50 game in there that came down the last 2 minutes, and I don't want to say I got burned, just lost the game. Did have a big hit on Friday night with Cornell, but I bet Cornell's over on Sunday, and that obviously didn't work out. They had a terrible first half, but you're going to hear me talk about Cornell a lot on here. And again, I want to make this clear. It's not bet every Cornell over. There's no team where you bet that the entire time. You got to find the right spots. The line will adjust. If overs were hitting every single game, the line's going to adjust even more. So, but yeah, it was a good weekend. And I was talking about my concrete inner circle. If you want to find out more, text inner circle to the number that you see there. This weekend, or I want to go back to Sunday, you go back and look at it. I hit my top 4 plays, which put me up 24 units right off the bat because of how I had them ranked. So no matter if I'd lost every game the rest of the way that I'd put out, I still would have been up like 5 or 6 units. But I won a nice chunk yesterday, so just keep adding to it, keep building that bankroll. If you guys want to find out more about it, if you're a big bettor, you like placing big wagers, this is definitely for you. So text inner circle to that number that you see there. All right, a couple things, guys. So I did, let me make sure I have the right thing here. Yep. Same thing I did before. We're going to talk about the 2 college football games. I'll give out a freemium in the end that I'm sure I'm going to be on in those 2 games. I'll talk a little bit about we have some really, really good matchups. I just don't have spreads for them yet. I did have somebody come back and ask me in the comments, and when I see them, I try to respond as much as I can. But talking about the 3 overs there, or the 3 paced up games that I had talked about, and I ended up being on just one of them, which was the Cavs and the Heat over. I like the Blazers and Magic to go over, and I was on the Mavericks. Even though Jay was against that play. And I guess a lot of it's just going to depend if Giannis plays and if AD plays. Maybe some things change, but I did take the Mavericks as a home dog. Plus the points. I was on the Packers, gave out 4 props with that. Kind of talked about those a little bit with you guys. I liked the backup tight end, Luke Musgrove, for the Packers to go under 3.5 receptions. I love Jalen Hurts over his yardage. And I like Josh Jacobs over his rushing yards and an anytime touchdown for Josh Jacobs at minus 155. Excuse me. So this will be a shorter podcast. I know I say that a lot. Like today is just an incredibly long day with only 2 games to talk about. Before I get into those games, I'm going to try to keep this right around 10 minutes or under, guys. It's a long, long day today. Let's go take a look at tomorrow's slate. Let's start with the NBA. 2 games that I thought were kind of intriguing, the Grizzlies and the Knicks. Grizzlies headed to New York. Ja Morant. I always like superstars at Madison Square Garden, and I don't know what you call Ja now. He had a decent game over the weekend, but that's just a hot mess right there. And I don't know. Maybe we get more of a pace-up spot. We can look at the points. The game that really will be paced up, in my opinion, will be Pacers and Jazz, pun intended. So I think both of those are interesting. Not necessarily a great card for the NBA, but until the spreads come out, I won't know how good it actually is, but just talking about if you're just a fan and not betting on the games, not a lot of great games on Tuesday night, in my opinion. Now, college hoops, the exact opposite. So here's what we have. We have Florida State. Florida, obviously a top 5 team in the country. We get Creighton and Gonzaga. Both are top 25 teams. We get Kentucky and Louisville, big rivalry there. And another top 25 matchup between Texas Tech and Illinois. The longer this season goes on, the more and more we get to see these teams. We'll find out more about them. There was a thing last year betting on SEC teams at home in conference play. So especially if you saw one of these middling teams like South Carolina and Oklahoma at home were just money makers as teams went there and struggled. Georgia was another one, too. When you went to Georgia and you end up playing their big guards, and I was watching Asen Newell, he had a game against the Lakers. Like, good God, man. He had 5 or 6 steals in that game, and kind of ironic that he's, played at Georgia and he gets drafted by the Hawks. So I saw his family at the game on what night was I? What was that, Friday or Saturday? I was watching that. But either way, doesn't matter. Newell had a very, very good game. So there's some spots and different things we'll like to attack throughout college basketball season. Same thing with the pros. I'll start talking about the teams that are really paced up, where we can catch value, back-to-back road games, 3 games in 4 nights, those types of things that I do think matter. Let's get into college football here. We started off with Kent at Akron. Akron's favored by 5, 47.5 the total. I don't think this is a great game or anything. My lean is going to be towards the under. I just feel like it's inflated a little bit, that these two teams will come out, play a little bit slower. I'm not ultimately worried about, we had this situation last week where I think it was the Kent game. Was it Kent? God, I can't remember. Everything runs together because you do this every damn day. But we had the game where it was 42-3 and I had the under at 44.5 or 42.5, whatever it was. And of course, 42 scored here and a field goal kicked there. It goes over the total. I lose that game. I don't think that's what we get here. I do think this is going to be a slower game, so I would lean towards the under. It's not a great play. It's not a big play for me or anything. I don't even know if I'm going to be on it technically on Tuesday night. That's where I would lean, though. As far as this play, it isn't going to be a freemium for me because I'm going to be on it. Ohio -2 at Western Michigan. I mean, you keep giving me these home dogs on weeknights, and not going to attack every one of them. I'm going to find the right spots. I think this is the right spot. Give me Western Michigan plus the points. I think they win outright. I'll gladly take the 2 in case something goofy happens, overtime, missed extra, whatever it could be. I'll gladly take the 2 points, but I think Western Michigan wins this game outright, and that will be a play for me. I don't know what I'm going to name it yet when I put it up, but as soon as we have an opportunity to do that, I'll put it up. Did want to talk real quick before I get into the whole semantics of everything. Yesterday was a good day. I hit my best bet with the Chargers. Talked about those 3 overs that I thought were phenomenal plays. That being Atlanta and Indy and Germany went over. Buffalo and Miami. I got to be honest, I feel kind of cheated on that one because I thought Miami would score points. I just did not expect that Buffalo wouldn't at all. Even then, they had a crazy fourth quarter where I'm like, oh, we got a shot at this if they get the ball and go down and score a touchdown. They didn't, so we lost that one. And the other one was the 49ers and the Rams to go over. That was my favorite of the 3, and it went over the total. I talked about the Patriots and how much I love them. The line didn't make sense to me. Bucks coming off a bye week, and we're under a field goal, so I took the Patriots. They won outright. So it was a really good day. Chargers being my top play really helped out when I saw that the Pittsburgh Steelers couldn't do anything after that first field goal. So I felt good about that play as the night went on. All right, guys, here's the deal. I did not have a hockey play for Monday. I am on a 6-game heater in the NHL. And the funny thing is, even the 2 days that I didn't bet and I gave out plays saying, hey, I like this, but I did not make an official play, those games hit. So I did not have anything for Monday night. And as I said on the morning show, I am not going to force it if I want a win streak, especially with something like hockey where I just try to find the best bets, because you're not going to see me have hockey plays every night. It's just when I think we have a very good spot to attack. And so far, so good. It's been nice this year. I had one little stretch there where I lost a couple in a row. That was a few weeks back. Since then, it's just been golden in hockey. I've been killing it. And the same thing can be said with the NFL. I know I'm still up there in the top 3 on the leaderboard. God damn, David Racey's having himself a year. God damn, he's having a year. I keep looking at his percentage and I'm going, man, he is killing it. I don't even like promoting other people here. I mean, I have no problem doing it. I'd like to promote myself. But man, is he killing it. So definitely check him out. You can pair me up with any one of those guys if you're going over to the site and buying picks. And as I say always, guys, I do appreciate you guys watching this. So if you just come here for some of the comments, if it's something you like sitting around watching, I'm going to try to make it more conversational and tell some stories. I know I get into my personal life. I talk about music. I guess I should bring this up real quick before I get out of here. It's one of the funniest things. So I go to a lot of concerts, you guys hear it, and I see all types of music. I got offered Goo Goo Doll tickets at an intimate setting where there were 150, 200 people, and then there's food and everything served. So I was like, hell yeah, we're in. We go there, and it's still one of the best experiences I've had because I love people watching. And if you've ever gone to a festival or certain music, how do I put this? Certain white people have their a certain way to dance. I was talking about the guy at the Ocean's Calling thing in Ocean City that was doing this. He's just doing it over and over again. I'm like, what the hell is that? But the only way I can kind of compare this, it's like the offensive line when the center doesn't snap the ball and they say false start on everyone else on the offensive line. Hear me out on this because it's kind of like that. I'm not telling you the Goo Goo Dolls were playing offbeat. I'm telling you that everyone was dancing so offbeat that they were in unison together that it made me feel like the Goo Goo Dolls should have been playing something else. So it's just incredible to watch these arms going. I don't even know what people are doing with their hands half the time, but whatever. Told you I was going to keep this to 10 minutes. I'm not going to get this long, drawn-out story, but I do love going to concerts. In fact, my wife and I going to Cancun in January to see Noah Conn, Mumford & Sons, Camp, and some other ones, but we planned a trip out. That's going to be our kind of our Christmas present, but I really wanted to go see one of these concert festivals at an all-inclusive where I could sit my ass in the pool, get in my spaceship, and just listen to music and not be bothered. Anyway, guys, I hope you win some cash. I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast. I'll see you then.